You have been very purposely separated from the idea that money is a friend. Money is like the flower in the garden, the beautiful flower in the garden. You can choose what to do with it. Do you let it grow? Do you let it stay there? Do you pick it? Do you put it in a vase? Do you put it in a container? Do you take its seeds and allow it to multiply? Of course, you are making these connections to investing. The seeds are multiplying, to saving, putting it in a container. Maybe you even press the flower and save it forever. But know that you have been very purposely separated from the idea that money is love, from the idea that money is a flower, from the idea that money is a friend, money is a lover, money is a best friend, money is a delicious glass of wine. Welcome to Embodying You, a podcast of spiritual exploration where nothing is off limits. You'll hear raw, behind-the-scenes stories from people awakening to their soul's path and how they became the healers, mystics, and intuitives they are today. You'll also experience real-time intuitive sessions and healings where struggles transform into breakthroughs that you can bring into your own life. Along the way, you just might recognize yourself in the stories shared. This is Embodying You. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode. Today is going to be the July AKASHIC guidance, and that might also be transitioning, meaning the name, because what's been happening lately is I've actually been channeling from a different place. This is what I've been told. It's a higher frequency place that encompasses the records. And so it's this new realm, but it is so high frequency, and the information that I'm able to get from it, something about it feels a lot more heart-centered, feels a lot more connected to love. And that is in no way, shape, or form bashing anything about the Akashic Records, because I love the Akashic Records. I've read the Akashic Records for years now. But lately, when I try to get into the Akashic Records, I am led to this other area, this other realm. I call it the golden realm. That's what I call it, but this golden realm. And it's one that is even, let's see, how do they want to describe it? They're bringing in the council. For those of you who know the council, it's kind of this area where that consciousness sits, and it's very, very close to God consciousness. And what I'm seeing too is they're also calling it an angel realm. I don't know a lot about this realm yet, but when I discovered it probably about 6 months ago, it is just such a beautiful healing space. And a lot of times whenever I do healings for my clients, this is the energy that is assisting me, is helping me, besides the one true God, right? I mean, the God that we all come from. We are all a piece of God or the universe or whatever phrase you feel comfortable using, okay? It's whatever you feel comfortable using, whatever you feel comfortable using. Ooh, okay. And so I just want to get really tuned in. This podcast episode is for every single one of you. It is for every single one of you who are listening. And we remind those of you who've been here before, and we tell for the first time, those of you who are here for the first time, that if you are listening, it is for you. And we want you to know that this is not a reading done for anybody and everybody. So you can't go to your Grandma Joe and tell her about it and have her resonate with it. Because it is for you who is listening, who is at a certain consciousness level. And we should add, at a certain point in your inner work journey. Those who have not yet understood the power of the inner work enough to pursue it, enough to give it their attention, enough to play in it, dance in it, swim in it, they will not understand. They do not understand. This brings to mind a time when this being who we are speaking through, Tiffany, we will let her tell it right now. Okay. Whew. Okay. When was this? I was given a spiritual book by my best friend. And it was something she had just discovered. And it was Deepak Chopra's Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. A very easy book to digest in small chapters. And she loved it so much that she bought me the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success and the yoga book. But I never read the yoga one. But when I first opened up the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success and tried to read it, it made no fucking sense. I tried reading it twice because my best friend, like, I think she is cool as shit. And we don't gift each other things very often. We only gift things if something really stands out for us, and then we'll gift it to one another. And so the fact that she had gotten me this, and the fact that I love her so much, and the fact that I respect her opinions and I respect her life circumstances, I really wanted to understand this book and see, like, what were the epiphanies she was having. Well, it made no sense. It made no sense. And so I put it up. I put it up for maybe about 6 months. And after about 6 months, I got it back out. It made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. And I remember saying to myself, oh my God, why didn't you understand this before? It was a moment of very profound that it was not meant for me at that time. But now it is meant for me. And so, we will jump right into the energy of July for all of you who are listening. There's going to be a big theme of money in July. Of money in July. Of money in July. Before we speak much about money, we want to just give a little bit of a baseline education in money. If you already know about money as energy, this will deepen your understanding. And if you do not know about it, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. We will not go in depth about this part, but everything on this earth is truly, truly, truly energy. It is all energy. You put a human cell under a microscope and you zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. The middle of it is not the nucleus. No, there's a middle to that. And guess what? As you go in to the very depths of the human cell, what is there? What is found? Empty space, energy, empty space. And some even say that each cell, that empty space, holds the entire universe, much like the woman's womb holds the entire universe within it. So money. So many of you take money so seriously. But that is only because there's not a firm understanding yet that energy is money, that money is energy, that it is something to be played with, that it is something to repair a relationship with, much like you would a parent you're estranged from, much like you would a friend where you have an argument and you come back together and you have a deep soul level conversation and boom, you're back together stronger than ever. Money is simply energy. And we will also not go too deep into this part, but we do want each one of you to know, and again, this will deepen the understanding for those of you who already know this. You have been very purposely separated from the idea that money is a friend. You have been separated from the idea that money is a friend. Money is like the flower in the garden, the beautiful flower in the garden. You can choose what to do with it. Do you let it grow? Do you let it stay there? Do you pick it? Do you put it in a vase? Do you put it in a container? Do you take its seeds and allow it to multiply? Of course, you are making these connections to investing. The seeds are multiplying, to saving, putting it in a container. Maybe you even press the flower and save it forever. But know that you have been very purposely separated from the idea that money is love, from the idea that money is a flower, from the idea that money is a friend, money is a lover, money is a best friend. Money is a delicious glass of wine while you are in Naples, or maybe you are in Italy having that delicious glass of wine. For it is not money that is doing anything to you or keeping you from anything. Money, money, money is a warm blanket. Or if you're hot, it is a cool fan. Money, if you are hot, is like the cold river that you jump into to cool off on a hot summer August day. If you are in the area where Tiffany lives, that is, for your August may be cold where you are, but that, a country phrase is coming in. You pay that, no, never mind. You pay that, no, never mind. And notice too how, as we're talking about money, we bring in silly phrases. We bring in fun and laughter. So money is also a ride on a roller coaster. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. That is all up to the rider. Some riders love the thrill of the roller coaster. Some people do not, and they crave the stability. Some people like the wooden roller coasters, even though the wooden roller coasters jostle you all around. Some like the metal ones because they're smooth riding. And some don't like them at all. Some are like, I am not getting on that. I am not getting on that roller coaster. Nope. No, thank you. You see how even in the roller coaster analogy, you have people seeing the roller coaster from different perspectives. You have some people with a strong aversion to a roller coaster. You have some people who get very excited by the thought of the roller coaster. Then you have the people that just follow along with what everyone else wants to do. Maybe they want to get on the roller coaster, maybe they don't, but they're saying, okay, everybody, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I want to know, what do you want to do? Instead of asking themselves, how do I feel about this? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? So July is about repairing your perspective in regards to money, making money a best friend again. Now, how do you do this? We are going to give some very practical tips once we give you a few short examples of how you may have been disconnected from your love of money. It may have been unintentional by your parents who were always talking about being broke, by the father who got angry every time he balanced the checkbook, by the family member who always said, we can't afford that. 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 Money doesn't grow on trees. And yet it can be printed readily. But who has access to it? Who has access to it? That brings us to the next way. There's a deep program in society that those who have a lot of money are automatically selfish or evil. That if they have a lot of money that they need to give it, give it away. They should not keep it for themselves. They should not enjoy it, for that is sinful. It is not right. But money in the hands of those such as you, with a healing heart a healing mind, and who truly desires to be the absolute best version of themselves here on the planet, it is actually of the utmost importance that the money begins to flow into your hands at a stronger pace. So, whatever flow money has to you, it is your job in July to look at your relationship with money and expand it, heal it, expand it, and heal it. There is also religion. Religion is another way that we cannot say this as a blanket statement, and we are not saying this as a blanket statement, but there is certainly a lot of religious programming around having money being evil. And yet, you see the people in the powerful positions having a lot of money. So, what we want to say is money in and of itself is not evil. It is the ideas and the beliefs that have been attached to it. But watch what happens when you begin to shift and change your relationship with money. There's also a feeling that some of you have sometimes of when you don't have enough, you feel scared. And what you don't realize underneath that, and this does go for everybody listening, so dig down and find this. Underneath the fear of not having enough money, even if you are legitimately, actually, we'll say it like this, even if you feel like you are legitimately running out of money, there is something underneath the feeling that you get with the belief that it is scarce, with the belief that you are running out, with the belief that you are running out. Can you ever run out of love? So even if you feel like money is scarce and you don't have enough of it, can you begin to repair your relationship with it? Because what we did not quite say before is underneath that is a blaming of money for how you feel. Oh, if I just had enough money, I never have enough money. And so it's a very sneaky thing that happens in the mind, with blaming money for you not having it. Now, are we saying to then instead blame yourself? Oh, no, there's enough of that going on this planet. And there's enough of that going on in your own life. Beating yourself up about money is definitely something to grow with, something to heal with, something to expand yourself in. Tiffany has had a relationship with debt over these last 3 years or so that has surprised her to no end. She began these 3 years ago with a lot of money in the bank. There was a sale of a house and other things that happened where she found herself with a lot of money in the bank. She'd never had that much money in the bank. And she grew up with the father who, when he balanced his checkbook, got upset. She grew up with, we can't afford that, we can't do that. She grew up wishing she could have name brand clothing, but never being allowed to do so. Okay, I had to pause this to get out of the way for a moment because as they were starting to tell my story, which I'm a very open book, I'm a very open book. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for them to start telling my story. So I had to pause it and take a few breaths and just get out of the way and let them channel through me, because I know that anything that comes through me is coming through for you. You are meant to hear it. And I'm not here to hide in any way. So I know I was going to share this at some point. I just didn't know it was now. Okay, let's see. So going back to what we had begun to say before, the person who was allowing us to channel through her before her brain got all involved. About 3 years ago, she was in a grand place, car paid off, all this money in the bank. And what ended up happening was she spent all the money. Now, did she spend it intuitively, and did she spend it on things that she knew she was supposed to? Yes. Then afterwards, she went into the old programming, the old ideas of debt, that she had not been in debt for quite a while. She had worked very hard to get herself out of any kind of debt. So she only had an $8,000 student loan. That was her only debt. But as she continued to follow intuition, sign up for this, sign up for that, to sign up for this training, that coaching, this human design course, this AKASHIC records course, this. As she used debt to help leverage her to get her to where she is now, many decades beyond where she would have been if she had not. And this is the truth. Many decades. This is the first time we are telling her this. If she had not accrued this debt, she would be decades behind where she is now. But much like you who are listening, she has a very strong soul mission. She has a group of soulmate listeners, soulmate watchers, meaning watching on whatever platform they might be watching her on, her clients, her unveiled members. She has a very big soul mission to help people come home to themselves, to help them love themselves fully, to help them clear all of this, we're going to call it dark and stinky energy, all of these things that are keeping people from their true potential, from their true purpose. For that is her specialty. That is her specialty. Her specialty is in truly helping people find who they really are, And a lot of times we will think we know who we really are, but as we dig deeper, we find more and more layers, and we say, oh my God, you mean this is who I really am? You mean this is what I'm really capable of? Had a big energy surge just then for those of you who might be watching. She has finally gotten her brain out of the way. It feels so freeing. And many of you will understand this. Also. You will understand this idea of when the mind comes in, and things come slower, and you're so busy telling yourself and telling other people what you can and can't do. That is not what this month is about. Fuck that. This month is an 8-month. And for those of you who do know numerology, and even if you do not, some keywords for numerology is material wealth. So material wealth doesn't have to mean money, but it definitely is included. And then there's influence, but having a positive influence. Now, of course, influence can be used for the negative, but that's not what we're talking about here. And the last is power, personal power. Inviting yourself into your personal power, not power over others, but power from within. Power from within, that when you walk into a room, people feel that. When people hear you speak, they feel your power. But again, not the distorted version of power where someone has power over another, where someone is holding someone down, which, by the way, is how you all have been programmed to believe money is. But notice how the people at the top, the people who are giving you all these ideas, they are not being held down by money, are they? They are doing whatever the fuck they want, aren't they? Imagine that much money in the hands of someone like you. Imagine the people you would bless. Imagine the people you would help. Imagine the people that maybe you would help them pay their rent if they were having trouble. Imagine the causes you could give to. Then imagine the experiences you can have. When you see a certain course come up, when you see a certain trip come up, when you want to take your family on vacation, or maybe you see a retreat in Bali or something like this. A lot of times the first thought is, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't have the money to do that. But imagine if you did have the money to do that. Imagine if you worked on your relationship with money enough where it started to flow in. Tiffany did not receive money immediately when she first started working on money. She had a lot of work to do because her belief was that her money came through a man. Her money came through a man. Her money could not possibly come through her except for certain amounts, working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, having a boss, and having to trade her time for money completely. Completely. But she believed that the man would be the bringer of abundance, the bringer of money into her life, into her relationship, if she could just marry well. Money. Money, 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 money. We are going to do a light language activation now. This is one that you can replay over and over again. So do note where you are in this recording. And if you want, set an alarm to listen to this frequency every day for 7 days if you'd like, or every day for 30 days or more. It is up to you. It is up to you. And once you're done with it, let it go, by the way. Once you're done with it, let it go. If you find yourself not doing it, go ahead and ask, am I procrastinating on this change? Or am I actually done with this particular frequency healing? Light language is an all-encompassing healing. It is all-encompassing. It is fast. It is efficient at both removing things from the body, removing old energies, old beliefs, but also besides that, it also resets certain parts of the body that maybe are out of whack. For example, money is like the energy of water, and your bodies are mostly made of water. I mean, think about the word current referring to water, also referring to electricity, both of which are within your body. But currency is called money. It is a purposeful naming of the money. Money is like water. You have water within your body. Water traps emotions. Water keeps things stored. It also helps you, it helps in so many ways. Water is the golden elixir. It is absolutely amazing. And it can be encoded. So how is the water in your body encoded? Which also means your cells, your blood vessels, your heart is encoded. And so little by little, step by step, day by day, you recode that. You recode it. And so light language is very, very efficient at removing, resetting, and bringing in that positive energy. So this is what we're going to do right now. This is actually, we're going to call it a practical step, but it is something that you need to use something else and someone else for should you choose. And then we will give some practical steps for repairing your relationship with money even more than it already is. Even more than it already is, because most of you, many of you, have been already working on repairing your relationship with money. So here we go. E atuar mola tatakia nua taria shenene kura mara ala tatakire uan markara ekenene shutokoma akenekia ia wama wa tiara nole nere kam ekia tuka kamarele. Ia nuata tamora kaliatuta. Ia namora kara are elianodo tushitaki. Ia marakata elianora kara olenemera ashitete pura tari ekinua namoraka. Enena kura papari elinana shutokura mara elia qua ekiam reatua. Yamarata toke ekialua la ushate patire ara. Kuaramara aleta shuta korabata tesheteke ya puarata takir mara. For those of you watching, you are seeing Tiffany tapping on certain parts of the body. You are seeing Tiffany moving her hands. Know that those of you who have consented to this healing, to the light language, are receiving it. Those who have not are not receiving it. But what she has done is she is encompassing all of your energy. So what she is doing on her body are places on your body that needed a little extra attention to release, to release, to release, to release, to release the beliefs about money. And now we reset what needs to be reset in the body. For as we release, well, there are things already that need to be reset within almost every single person's body. But as we release, we need to also make sure we reset the body, reset the body, reset the body. Pay attention to the physical energy, energy, energy. Yes, yes, yes. It makes the physical, makes the physical, makes the physical. Even though nothing is solid, you can still touch things, touch things, touch things, and feel friction, 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 even though even whenever you touch, you're not actually touching. If you zoom in, there is empty space, even between my fingers pinched together right now, there is empty space. Now we reset the body. Yeah. Many of you are actually being blocked from your true relationship with money because of the throat. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of throat opening done just now with that toning, with that frequency, with what was coming in, with what was coming in, with what was coming in. Now we reset the heart so that it can begin to reset the entire body, the entire blood flow, including the lymphatic system too is going to be included in here. For the lymphatic system is often forgotten, but very important, very important. I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. Washineala. Calling it back, calling it back, calling it back. All of these pieces of your heart and your soul back to you. But of course, of course, of course, if you ever do this on your own, for you can do this on your own simply with intention, make sure that this energy coming back to you is wrapped in a golden bubble or goes through a golden stream, something like this. And by golden stream, we are talking about golden rain coming down straight from God, or you may have angelic white light. It is up to you, whatever you feel, but don't put the energy back into your body when it is not fixed and repaired. Now, this does not mean that before, when you called energy back into your body, that you just called in all this dirty energy. No, 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 that is not a hard and fast rule. It is not a hard and fast rule. But if you do this on your own, number one, you are never alone. Ask for God's help in the highest frequency and the most connected to love guides to come in and help you. This will include everything from ascended masters like Jesus, like Buddha, and many others. For those are just a few ascended masters. There are many, many others. Many others. And many of you are very, very high frequency and or ascended masters. Come back to help the planet raise. This is why it is so important that you pay attention to what's coming up for you for healing. And this month is money. This month is money because, again, remember, if in your heart you learn and you practice, listen to this. We said you learn and you practice to view money differently, to hold money differently in your heart, you will change your entire life. Your entire life. For think of how much more empowering you can be and how much more helpful and how much more assistance you can give to people when you are filled up in this area, when you are not scared of not having enough, or if you have a lot of it and you feel like you must be a bad person and you're overcompensating for the amount of riches that you do have because you feel guilty that you have it. If you have it, you are blessed to have it. So what you do instead is you deal with the emotions that you have. So regardless of where you are on your money journey, it is not that having enough money will heal you. And it is not, if you have a lot of money, that giving it away fast enough will heal you. It is looking at the emotions underneath how you feel. Remember June's Akashic guidance. It was all about making sure that you are looking at the emotions underlying everything you do. That is not going away. Continue to do that, for that is your true path to freedom. For that is your true path to freedom. And so, rather than being one who doesn't know where her home is, doesn't know where her soul is, no, call your home, call your soul and any and all pieces that are trapped and stuck in different locations back to you. Call it back home. You have gained a lot, but do this as a practice, a regular practice. When it comes up for you to recover these pieces of your soul, do it, for we leave pieces of our soul back in different traumatic times and events, and sometimes past lives. And again, this is another specialty of Tiffany's, is helping to recover these lost pieces of the soul, whether it's past life, future life, this life. It does not matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. And of course, you have the power to do this too. You all do. You all do. And you all have the power to learn how to do this. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay. Now we have reset the body. We have reset the body. We have reset the body. And remember, if you do this every day for 7 days, 30 days, and don't do it with perfectionism, do it as you are able. If you miss it a day, so what? So what? But as you do this, you'll notice shifts and changes every single day. Now we bring in not just positive light energy, but we are also bringing in positive beliefs about money, specifically positive beliefs about money. Diawalan tueremra kwalan shiktete kiam wararari la nur shikete shan kide wat kienamare tuara. The light language helps your body and your soul with opening up more. Light language speaks on a soul level. And so it reminds the soul, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. It reminds the soul of the truth of the matter. Of the truth of the matter. And as we were channeling that in, as we were bringing that in, Tiffany saw giant angel wings, giant white angel wings. For you are an angel anyway. And as you repair your relationship with money, watch your angelic capabilities grow. Watch your healing capabilities grow. For any ways that we are holding ourselves back keeps us from the totality of us, the totality of who we are. And so in this 8-month, it is a very simple thing that you are to do practically to repair your relationship with money. One of them, if you choose to, is to listen back to the light language frequency, to that section. Note when it began, note when it ended, and play that part over and over. You can even record it on your phone via the video option and save that to a folder within your photos and go back there. Easy access, easy access, easy access. Of course, if you want to boost Tiffany's listening rates, you'll go to the podcast, but that is not necessary. We say that in jest, but also on a personal level, we are telling her that she is ready to do something different with her podcast, to have it be more known, more available. For it is something that for a long time, she's only been able to record it. That was the maximum she was able to do. A lot is changing and shifting within her. A lot is changing and shifting within her. just as it is with most of you. And a lot of you, just like her, feel like you have to do it all at once. You do not have to do it all at once. You absolutely do not have to do it all at once. One step at a time, one step at a time. Just start. Just start. And so what you will be doing for the next 30 days or so, if you choose to, the practical step, besides the listening to the light language, is to journal specifically on money. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. It's up to you. And just explore your relationship with money. Do not worry about what your writing looks like. Do not worry about if you're doing it right. Please know that simply sitting down with the pen, with the intention of exploring your relationship with money and repairing it, automatically does it. So it doesn't matter what you write down. It may not be profound at all. It may not make you feel anything. But no, it is the simple act of promising yourself that you are doing this, that you are sitting down and writing about your relationship with money. That is what matters. That is what matters. And that is it. That is it. That is simply it for this month. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. We love you. Hello. Okay. Well, there's the guidance for the month. I don't know. I don't remember if they said this or not, but this month is an 8-month in numerology. It is an 8-month in numerology. So as far as that is concerned, you are definitely supported in working on money. And the thing is, when you work on repairing your relationship with money, it's going to begin to repair your relationship in all areas of life. Because whatever ideas and beliefs you hold about money, you hold about other things in life too. Okay, so let me think of one. What's one that might want to be said here about that? Oh, well, they're talking about the simple idea of receiving. The simple idea of receiving. Okay. For instance, if you can't receive someone holding open a door for you, why? If you are in partnership and you can't receive your partner opening the car door for you, why? And that is something that happens a lot with women, actually, that we want someone like that. And in the beginning of the relationship, maybe he will do it. But what we don't realize is what ends up happening a lot of times is they keep wanting to open the door for us. And we say, oh, you don't have to do that. Or because it kind of makes us a little uncomfortable to receive, we'll rush over there to open the door instead. And they get it. They're smart. And they say, oh, okay, all right. She doesn't want me to open the door. I mean, my son, he's 15 and a half, but he mentioned something to me maybe about a year ago where he was talking about holding open doors for women and being given dirty looks. And so we had to talk about that and had to talk about, well, even if that's the case and some women can't receive, please don't make that change what you do. Change what you do. And so it actually took him a while. It's only been recently since I talked with him a little bit about it. Like, hey, you're getting old enough where you really need to start like opening doors for women and things like that. Just anyway. But he watched my stepdad do it the other day, like hold the door open for all the women. He watched my stepdad have all of us ladies order first. And then he also witnesses my boyfriend. My boyfriend, we've been together for 3 years. He still opens my car door for me. And let me tell you, there were several times, it still makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but I instead really try to sit and, wow, like look at what he's doing for me. And could I do it myself? Yes. I could. But as women, we have also been disconnected from our ability to receive. So no wonder most of the time it is women. It's not always at all, but it's women who believe that we are not capable of making the kind of money that we know is possible for us because we are so disconnected from receiving. And when we're disconnected from receiving and not knowing our power, we have to be reliant on others for our own happiness. And so we might stay in an abusive relationship because we are so scared of not having money when we get out. We might stay in a lot of different positions. We might stay in a job we hate, a job that is making us depressed, making us scared to go to work every single day. I know people who have worked in places where it was a very hostile work environment, but they didn't know what to do. They didn't know that there were other avenues open for them, but they had been taught that this was okay. This kind of treatment was okay, which goes over into personal power, doesn't it? If we don't feel like we matter and we don't feel like we have any power in our lives, in our relationships, whether it's intimate relationships with our kids, coworkers, or anything like that, well, guess what? Like, of course, money is going to feel that. Now, I'm not saying everybody's story is different. We all certainly know people who have a lot of money, including women who have a lot of money, whose like romantic lives are a shit show, or they're constantly overwhelmed, right? You can have it all. You can learn to receive all of it, and you can learn to let go of the overwhelm. For example, you can learn to receive, and be in your own personal power. Again, not power over others, but personal power, which is simply, oh my God, I actually do matter. I may not have the full picture yet, but I'm beginning to understand why I decided to come onto the planet. Because do not forget, you decided to come here on a soul level. You decided. And so you're here on purpose. You are not here by accident at all. At all. And if you are listening to this, and this is really true, when we are drawn to something and we are listening to things, if it does not resonate with us on a frequency level, we're not listening. We're going to click off of it, period. So if you're here, and especially if you're listening now, we are at probably about 40 something minutes. If you are here, you are high frequency. You are here to help the planet shift. And it's not that other people aren't high frequency, that aren't listening, but are they doing the inner work to release the traumas and the beliefs that keep them thinking that they do not matter? Because as you uncover, and this takes time, but it doesn't have to take as long as you think. I will just say it like that. But you will begin to strengthen your belief in the ways that you matter in this world and the impact that you have, especially as you begin or strengthen your knowing of what your soul is here for. So I still don't have the full picture of what my soul is here for, but I have some pretty good ideas. But I can tell you right now, gosh, when would this have been? In 2021. So it's 2026 right now. In 2021, I had a short little 15-minute reading, human design reading from someone. And the first thing she said to me is, I'm seeing in your chart, there's leadership all over your chart. And at that time, when she said that, I scoffed. I was like, but at that point, I knew enough about human design that I listened, and I was like, okay, well, I'll think about that. And then it dawned on me, oh my gosh, all these people that kept trying to put me in leadership positions, they saw it too. I even was a manager at 20 something. I think I was 24 or 25 of an entire LASIK facility where I managed the ophthalmologist that came in. I managed the optometrists. I managed employees there, right? Oh my goodness. And so being put in places of leadership is something that people were trying to do, but I would cower underneath the weight of it. I think I lasted about a year in that position as a manager at that LASIK facility, and I couldn't do it anymore. But I didn't have the tools that I have now. For one thing, I didn't have the belief in myself, and I didn't have the tools that I have now to even realize that I don't need to, quote unquote, manage people, right? They have their own soul path. They just need to simply know the expectations and be given a clear guidance. But back then, even I didn't have clear guidance. I didn't know myself. And I'll never forget too, there was At my son's elementary school, there was a charity event they had every year that raised a lot of money. It raised a lot of money. Like, well, I say a lot of money, but it was something like 20, 30 grand, maybe 40 grand. And I remember I was on that committee for a couple of years. And when the women who had led the committee for those couple of years had decided that they were stepping back, they both came to me and asked me if I wanted to lead. And the moment they said it, I went, no, 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 no. So the signs were there that people saw me and could feel my leadership energy, but I didn't. And I'm still coming into my leadership energy, still understanding. I don't know if you can hear the neighbor's dogs, but there must be something outside. I'm not sure where I was. I distracted myself with talking about the neighbor's dogs. But what I am trying to say, the point that I'm trying to say is allow yourself to believe in your greatness. And now my cat is meowing. In any way that you do not feel your greatness, that you do not believe that you have greatness within you, you are highly encouraged to cut that shit out. Now, I'm saying that in a joking way, but I am not saying that in a way like it is easy. Now, energy work can very, very quickly help you with removing those beliefs. It does not happen all at once, but step by step, as you do energy work, as you release it, as you really, really big things, you'll find your trajectory changing really quickly. I mean, even just one energy session. I mean, I can't speak for other people's energy sessions, but even just one energy session, whether I do it on myself or I do it for my clients, I have seen the shifts that happen from even just one, which is part of why I created Unveiled, which, by the way, if you're listening to this, it is open again for this next quarter. It is only open until July 6th. And then after that, it is closed until October. And that is if all of those people don't sign back up for another 3 months. So it just kind of depends on what everybody's feeling. That's within the space, but it's a private, intimate energy work container. And the whole reason I created it was because this is what I did for myself. I didn't just do, a little bit of work here and there. I was consistently doing energy sessions on myself. And so that's why it's a combination of in-person over Zoom, like in-person energy work where we get to talk about things, knock things loose a little bit, do some powerful energy work. But then I do these drop-in sessions in between, which you get to just live your life, or maybe you're even sleeping. And I go in and I do this session. It's about a 30-minute session, but I do this session. And I mean, again, you're just being supported all month long and shifting these energies of whatever it is you're wanting. So if you're wanting a better relationship with money, well, then you can focus on that. One of my unveiled clients, well, actually both of my unveiled clients have had money work in there, but one of them, she has a certain pay that she is wanting to get to. And so everything that we have been doing has been exploring from all the different angles. How is she potentially blocked from the amount of money that she wants to make? And so since we're talking about money, that is something that you would be really, really surprised. During one of our sessions, when we were in session and we were working on something, all of a sudden, two completely different clients paid her. She saw it come across her phone. Boom, paid. Boom, paid. And that does not happen all the time. So I'm not saying if you don't have people paying you, come in and I'll pay you. But I will say that there was another person that these are just the actual truths of what happened. There was another person who I did a few sessions on, who all of a sudden this person who was not paying their business paid them everything that owed, 40 grand. And then there was a vehicle that they'd been trying to sell for years that all of a sudden someone walked in off the street, saw it and was like, hey, I want to purchase that, purchase it with cash. So when I talk about working with money, even though some of us are ready to receive the actual cash, and some of us might need to receive free things first. Like that was my story. I had to receive free things first And then as I continued repairing my relationship, then random things started happening. Random things started happening where I would get like these weird, I would get weird cash. It was, well, I'll give an example, which I think I've given before on the podcast, but I used to have a Toyota Prius. I mean, a lot, it's been a while, and a good like 2 years or so after I sold the Prius, maybe even longer than that, after I had sold it, I received a legitimate check for $350 something dollars. I think it was 352, but for a class action lawsuit about the Prius. And so I must have signed up for it at some time, some point, somewhere. And I received this check right when I needed it, right when I needed it. And then now in my business, it is July 3rd, 2026 right now. I have more than made what I made all of 2025. So all of 2025, I have surpassed that already. And it is, we're not even like what we've just finished half a year. So these are the kinds of things that can happen when we are exploring our relationship with money. If you're not ready for energy work, no worries. Although the light language in here is your free energy work for sure. But yes, it is. It's very powerful. I'm going to be setting an alarm to do that with you all, by the way. For the next 30 days, I'm going to do this. For the next 30 days, I'm going to do this. I'm proclaiming it. And it is so. Okay. And so I don't remember what I was saying at this moment. Oh my gosh. And really it's just because committing to myself and following my word, like living up to, other people find me trustworthy, but trusting what I say I will do for myself is something I'm working on. So I have said that out loud to you all and to myself, and it brought up feelings inside of me. But yes, I'm going to do the light language activation for 30 days every single day. And so I will set an alarm and I will do that. I'm remembering my point now. What I was saying is you don't have to have an energy worker to do this. It is faster. However, you can do this yourself and you can make a lot of headway, but it is about exploring your relationship with money. If you are not actively exploring your relationship with money and questioning your negative beliefs about money and questioning the phrases that you find yourself saying about money, or the ways you find yourself feeling when you feel like you don't have enough, or even when you feel like you have too much. You know, I'm about to get back a tax return, and it is way more than I thought it was going to be, which is fantastic because I don't know if they really said it earlier, but I have intuitively created a lot of debt that I would not be where I am now for it. So it's like, it's okay. It's okay. And it's been also the weirdest thing to intuitively incur debt because I didn't feel guilty about it. I had a couple of, oh shit moments, but besides that, it's just been okay. All right, intuition's telling me to do this. I don't know why, but I guess I'm going to do it. And every single month, I've been able to cover the payments. Sometimes it's just been the minimum payments, but sometimes it's been over. And so my point is explore your relationship with money in any ways you feel guilt about money, in any ways you feel incongruent with money. In any ways that you start fearing that you won't have enough. Remember, sit with the emotions of when you did have enough, right? Like somehow every single month, like clockwork, I have been able to cover all of the bills, all of them. And so I can sit with that and say, oh yes, I am always protected. And I know that some of you may be thinking about the people who are homeless or have that kind of relationship with money. Let me check. I'm asking. Okay, I was asking if there's anybody here that has like a relationship with like it is a soul level lesson in learning if we have a situation like that, right? Where we have no money or something like that. But I'm getting that there's maybe one of you who had a relationship like that with money, or maybe you were homeless for a little bit. Maybe you lived in your car for a little bit. However, that is not your future. That is not your future. And I'm asking for the collective of everybody who's listening, no matter when you're listening, Okay. What they're showing me is that some of you, all of you are going to grow in your relationship with money, but some of you are going to, okay, they're bringing in the roller coaster again. You know how when you go up the roller coaster and going up a really high hill, how it slows down and you go tick, 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 tick. It's this kind of ticking, jerking motion to the very top of the hill. For some of you, that's going to be your trajectory with money. But for some of you, it's going to be wow, it's going to be going down the hill, except it's going up. You're going to be woo, just really launching yourself. And this is quite a year to do that. It is a year to do that. And I would say from my own experience and my experience with my friends who have explored their relationships with money, and those who have done some sort of energy work, again, whether it's with a practitioner or it's through dance or it's through journaling, but all of it with intention. It needs to be with intention. They have witnessed a change in their relationship with money much faster than if they just waited to fill the scarcity and then take care of that or whatever it is. So anyway, be proactive is the point. Be proactive. That feels like that is it. All right, my loves, I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. And do not forget, if you are interested in Unveiled in a longer container maybe money's going to be your thing. Yes, maybe money is going to be your thing. But if you are interested, again, for this quarter, the doors close July 6th. By the end of the day, July 6th. If you're interested in that, the Unveiled link is below in the show notes. So definitely take a look at it. Send me any questions that you have. I am here. I am available if you are interested in, seeing results years faster than would have been possible without this kind of work. And guys, I've lived this, so I'm not just saying that. I've lived this and I've seen it. I have seen it. So anyway, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend or week ahead or whatever it is for you. I'm off. I'm gone. I feel like I don't want to leave. I feel like I want to just keep saying goodbye. So I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe and leave a review so others can find this show too. Your support helps this community grow and brings more voices into the conversation. Plus, I would love to hear your biggest takeaway. Thank you so much.